Hello everybody, it's Bourbon Bill, and tonight, a very special episode. We're diving into one of my favorite distilleries of all time, and their newest release that I'm so excited to talk to you about. It's Sagamore Amontillado cask finish. Amontillado cask finish, as someone told me to pronounce it correctly. Thank you, Ralph. You might say, what the hell's Amontillado, Bourbon Bill? While this is a sherry. That's right. It's a gosh dang sherry finish. Now, I'll try to find a photo and put it up because my bottle's long gone. But Sagamore did release a nationwide sherry release maybe 2 years ago, I believe. It was top dog stuff, okay? The year it came out, a lot of YouTubers, including myself, had it near the top of their rye whiskeys of the year. It was delicious. I wish they'd do another nationwide, but selfishly and luckily I live, within driving distance of Sagamore. And they did a new distillery exclusive, which is this Amontillado cask. So look, here's the quick details on this, which you're gonna want to hear it, okay? It is 102 proof, compute 51% alcohol by volume, so the proof's nice, can't complain about that. Aged 4 years in new charred oak barrels. So we got a 4-year-old rye from, let's check the back, distilled in Indiana, and that's it. So 4-year-old MGP rye, finished. Are you ready for this? Are you ready? Sit down. 4 years and 4 months in an Amontillado sherry barrel. This is one of the longest finishes I've ever heard of Sagamore doing, okay? A 4-year and 4-month finish. So this is an 8-year, 4-month rye in total. And would you look at the goddamn color? Look at that. Look at that. Oh man, I'm so excited. So excited. Now, for those really interested in this, and look, these are some of my least viewed videos, and I know people hate it because they can't get it. And I'm gonna say it's delicious. We already know it's good before I even really try it. But for those who just want more details, this is for you. These were taken out of their 53-gallon, charred American oak barrels of rye whiskey, and they are finished in 66-gallon Amontillado sherry hogshead casks, whatever that means. So a little bit bigger. I believe, don't quote me on this, that there's only about 2 of those. So these are pretty limited. As of the filming of this video, which is 1 week after they dropped, they're down to 100 bottles left, period, at the distillery. So I'll try to get this out for you. Chances are they're going to be left in like single digits by the time this releases, just because of editing. And I did this quick, guys. I did this less than a week. I filmed it less than a week after I got it, and they're already pretty much gone. Okay, so sign up for the Whiskey Thieves email. Again, Sagamore doesn't pay me, although they should. Sign up for the Whiskey Thieves email. You can pre-order these if you do. And you can have a buddy pick them up for you who's nearby. They don't really ship to a lot of places, so you got to have someone pick it up, but maybe worth the drive. We'll find out. Look at that beauty. Gosh dang, does that look delicious. I'll put the bottle up here so you can admire it for those that won't get to taste it. Consider joining my Patreon. Most members of my Patreon community that wanted one of these will get one. So there you go. There's a benefit of joining Patreon. All right, let's give this a nosing. Good Lord, if that don't come close to winning Rye of the Year, I don't know what will. Gosh almighty, where do you start on the nose on packing it? It's so rich in fruit, caramels, leathers. Obviously this rich sherry. There's a lot to unpack. I'm getting like honey nuts, caramel, fudge, rye spices, and just a well-aged like leather note in the back. And normally I don't get that on the nose. That's usually a finish item for me. But dang, does this smell good. All right, down the hatch. Oh my God, A++ rating. This could be one of the best things that Sagamore's ever done, ever. And I say that about each one, but they just keep getting better. There's so much to unpack here on the flavor. Okay. So much like spice, dates, raisins, figs, red berries galore. I mean, like sherry, you know, it's just very red fruit. A lot of stone fruit too, surprisingly, in here. That fruit, just wallow that up front. You get the spices. You get like, it's like a honey cherry note almost on there. A lot of caramel. And then the finish on this is like leather, tobacco. It's very like, I don't want to say dry, but it's more of a drying flavors, but it's not drying, if that makes sense. And so it does a perfect balance between sweet and like savory. Okay, so this is, I mean, well done, Sagamore. A++++, rating absolute buy. Probably one of my all-time favorite Sagamore finishes, to be honest. I'm going to put that out there. Now, what you might want to know is you're like, Bourbon Bill, I'm a slow drinker. I have the Nationwide Sherry. How does it stack up? Lucky for you, I saved a sample of it myself. So this, for those that care, the original Nationwide Sagamore Sherry was 106 proof, compute 53% alcohol by volume, so 2% higher, or 4 proof points higher. Okay, for those counting. It was a 4-year rye, so same base as that, finished for 1.5 years. So you know, that one was finished for almost 3 more years in a different type of sherry. This was, it just didn't say, it said sherry barrel. That was specific to an Amontillado hogshead sherry. So I think it was a different sherry, if I'm being honest. But here's the OG sherry, if you will, on the nose. Oh yeah, I mean, this is very good on the nose, but nowhere near the level of richness as this. I mean, this has the red fruits, like some spice to it. Obviously the sherry influence is there, but it pales in comparison to this Amontillado. Just, God, no contest. Oh, by the way, prices. The original sherry was, I believe, $69.99 a bottle, $70 This one is $79 even, plus tax. So pricing is still phenomenal. All right, OG sherry down the hatch. Man, the original sherry is very good, but some key differences. The original sherry has a lot of the red fruit sherry flavor, a lot of rye spice, and there's some caramel there, but it's missing about 10 different flavors that this new one has that doesn't. Okay, there's no leather, there's no tobacco, there's not as much caramel. It doesn't toe that line. It's sweeter. It doesn't toe that line between sweet and savory. Back to the Amontillado. Oh yeah. Even the mouthfeel on the Amontillado is like silkier, smoother, even though it's lower proof. Hands down. If you love the original sherry, find a way to get one of these. You're going to absolutely love this. You really will. But that's not all. We're trying to make these quick because not a lot of people watch these videos, and for those that do, they care though. We still like to make high quality content. In comparison now, the Sagamore Spirit Port Finish Batch 3A. So this is 2023's batch. 2024's will be out around Black Friday for those counting. This, I believe, is one of their oldest overall aged ryes they've released to date. This was a 6-year MGP rye, finished for 3 years in a Bordy port barrel, Bordy Vineyards port barrel. It was a blend of tawny and ruby, I believe. Absolutely love this. One of my favorites of all time. Look at the color. Just real nice and red. Here's the Amontillado. You know, they're close, but the port is still darker. So which one of those is better if perhaps you have the port, which is not nationwide, but is at least Maryland-wide release, not just a distillery. The 2023 port on the nose. Oh, and the proof on this before I forget. 103 proof, so we're so close in terms of proof. On the nose of the port. Man, there's just such a deep chocolate, like red berry cherry note on the port. It just feels boozier and like just bougier too. But I don't know, man. This Amontillado is just one of the best noses. Oh, man. Oh, this is close on the nose. I'm actually going to give the nose to the Amontillado. It's just got more going on. It's a little bit different. They're close, but they're a little bit different. All right, the port down the hatch. Oh my God, that port is so decadent. Wow. Wow, how do we pick a winner? The port is very strawberry cherry port flavored, some might say. It's very chocolate fudgy heavy. Slightest hint of tobacco on the end to really, it shows its age, but this Amontillado is fighting with it. Back to the Amontillado. Man, I'm going to have to give the win to the Amontillado tonight. What an upset for the port. These ports are about $100 a bottle, which is an absolute steal, gotta say. But this Amontillado just unseated it. It really did. This is, oh man. Now, quick public service announcement. Look, I'm a little bit worried about Sagamore, okay? They are going to release a 9-year, just unfinished rye, which will probably be phenomenal. We'll get one to review, don't you worry. And we'll do the port for 2024. The port's at $100 a bottle, absolute buy. They crush Midwinter Night's Dram every year. They're so much better than that. But, not a topic I've really addressed, but, Sagamore is now owned by an Italian company. Okay, they got bought out, I think last year or the year before. It was either 1 or 2 years ago now at this point. We lose track of time. And before that, about a year or so, their then president, Brian Treacy, was left, forced out, whatever. I don't know the details. But he was responsible for putting down and starting all these great programs, right? And when you look and say he's been gone, I don't know. At least, again, maybe he's been gone 2-3 years at this point, something around that time frame. Okay, this was aging for 4 years ago, right? They put it down to age. So that was still under his tutelage. A lot of these distillery releases that I reviewed have all been 2-3 years aging, right? These are probably some of the last distillery exclusive experiments, if you will, that Brian put down. And it costs money to age stuff this long. So when I say these are some of the best ryes ever, it's not just me shilling for Sagamore, because literally I go buy these. They don't pay me a dime, although they should. But we don't know what's going to happen after they burn through what he put down, right? It may not be as good. I don't know if this new Italian overlords are going to want to make more money and age stuff less. We know that Sagamore has their own distillate, which they put in some stuff, which hasn't been bad. It's been fine. But, if they switch to all their own distillate and then age this stuff shorter, is that going to make a difference in the quality? Don't know. All I'm saying is we could be witnessing just the pinnacle of Sagamore right now with a lot of these distillery exclusives. The Vino de Naranja, the Amontillado, right? The Albarino. I mean, these are just, the Scribe Mead. I mean, these are just killer distillery exclusive and killer finished releases from Sagamore. And the future may not be as bright, is all I'm going to say. So just keep that in mind when you see one of these and you pass it up. You're like, you may not be able to get Sagamore of this level in the future. That's all I'm saying. So if you like what we saw tonight, please like, comment, and subscribe, and consider joining Patreon. Have a good night, everybody.